everyone, today I will be unboxing Apple's latest phone, the iPhone X. iPhone X is not written on the box, however, you can call it the iPhone 10 as well. I have been looking forward to get my hands on this fine piece of technology in a very long time. And now the time has come. Let us open the box. Over here you will have the instruction manuals and the Apple stickers. And here is the magnificent iPhone 10. I will power this up, charge it, and set it up. I will be back soon. Okay, so I have set up the iPhone. Obviously, as you can see, there are no bezels, and the camera is in this notch on top. Now, if we turn it around, you'll see that it kind of has a glass finish. So that looks very nice in my opinion. As you can see, this phone can record at 720p at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 60 frames per second, 4K at 24 frames per second, 4K at 30 frames per second, and 4K at 60 frames per second. I personally recommend you to take 1080p at 60 frames per second, as there isn't a huge difference in terms of display in 1080p and 4K for me. And if you look here, a minute with 1080p HD at 60 frames per second is 90 megabytes, but 4K with 60 frames per second is at 400 megabytes. So if you want to save space at the same time get a good quality of video, take this option. If you want to access the control center, you swipe down all the way from the top like this. And if you want to go back to your home page, just swipe up in this blank area. Over here, now, you want to access the notification center, you do this, swipe down from the notch, and you will access the notifications. If you want to take a screenshot, press the power button and the volume up button at the same time. Watch. Very good. And if you want to activate Siri, hold down the power button for a while, and you have Siri.
I don't have an answer for that.
Stop. This phone has full Retina display and has 3 GB of RAM using Apple's A11 processor. So, high graphics gaming such as Asphalt 8 will run very smoothly at high quality of graphics. Watch. As you can see, it's running at 60 frames per second, which in my older phone ran at 30. And it significantly looks a lot smoother. When it comes to watching videos or even gaming, the notch at the top will obstruct some of the video, but fortunately it is adjustable only for the video. But for gaming, you are unfortunately gonna have to deal with an obstructed screen. So as you can see over here, a bit of the video is obstructed by the notch, but it's adjustable. So if I press this button here, I can see everything. But another problem that comes is that you have these black bars, but it's not too significant. One very significant feature of this new phone is the Face ID. So this Face ID is really protective, because with your eyes closed, you can't unlock the phone. So this means when you're asleep, your friends or your wives or your husbands cannot unlock your phone. Watch as I shall demonstrate. So right now my eyes are open and I can unlock the phone. Now power it off, switch it off, I'm sorry. And now my eyes are not open and I cannot unlock the phone. Okay, just to make this video a bit more interesting, I'm going to compare the iPad Air 2 running iOS 11 with the iPhone 10 obviously running iOS 11. And I also got a pink casing for this iPhone 10 because it's my mother's and I'm still using an iPhone 5. Anyways, let's get on with the test. So, number one, what we're gonna do is power both of these on and we'll see who powers up first. So, iPhone 10 and iPad Air 2. So, iPad Air 2 actually does get a head start and iPhone 10 is up. And very quickly the iPhone 10 powers up. I'm still waiting up on the iPad. Any minute now. And just like that, the iPad is also on. Now what we're gonna do is open apps and see whether the iOS 11 has actually slowed down the iPad. So videos, we're gonna do that. So both of them are equally quick. Let's try messages and messages. Okay, so the iPhone 10 was a bit faster. Now clock. Okay, now it's quite obvious that the iPhone 10 was faster. Now we shall see how quickly the camera starts up. 3, 2, 1. Let's try that again. 3, 2, 1. So the iPhone 10 seems to just switch on the camera a bit faster. Okay. When it comes to gameplay, you can see that in the menu itself, the display is at 60 frames per second, and this is at 30 frames per second. I'm sorry, not the display, but it's running at. This is running at 60 frames per second, and this is running at 30 frames per second. And also, if you zoom in on the iPhone 10, you can see that it's a lot more sharp, the display. And now the iPad, you can see the pixels a bit, and you also saw some lag as I pressed on the car. Now we'll get into the gameplay and see how these two devices fare. Now we shall see. Okay, so the iPad has loaded the game really quickly. The iPhone, I'm sorry. And then is the iPad. So it's really smooth. And over here, as you can see, there is a little bit of lag on the iPad. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. I will see you next time. Bye bye.